right, time for something brand new to the Captain Esports Network, a series that has been hyping itself up and ready to go for about 2 months now, at least, if not longer, as they've had a little bit of an off season and now they are ready to go racing season number 4. As we welcome you into the All-American ARCA series, a brand new series you'll see here on the Captain Esports Network, where tonight, like most series do, they kick off at the world's center of racing, the virtual Daytona International Speedway, as we get ready for the ARCA Daytona 200. And it is going to be a fun race. Wait till I tell you how many cars are here ready to qualify for this race, as we welcome you into the Captain Esports Network and the Daytona 200. It is the All-American ARCA series here tonight from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in at 69 degrees, 58% humidity, partly cloudy skies as we get ready for 80 laps, 200 miles. As you see some of the rules there, 3 sets of tires additionally in the pits, 85% fuel, no fast repairs, nothing like that. It is going to be clean and green, and I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have 43 starters starting this race here in just a few moments. We have so many cars qualifying right now that my second screen in the telemetry board, I cannot fit all the names in it. That's how big of a roster we have right now here at Daytona. I know there's 61 members that have signed up for this league going into this race tonight. However, only 43 are going to start. And right now, 41 have laid times down. And after the top 43, that's it. If you qualify 44th or below, make sure you click the link to go join the Captain Esports Network tonight here on YouTube, on Twitch, or on Facebook, wherever you may be. We are here for you tonight and ready to do some racing. So, what do we got in store for you? Well, each and every Friday night, we're going to be here broadcasting this ARCA series, and it is going to be a action-packed series. They have some great rules. They got some great admins. They actually have one that you're actually going to see penalties being posted on the screen. So when somebody speeds on pit road, or if somebody has any kind of issue, they actually have a live admin, and we have connected with them in race control that you'll see a message pop up on the screen during the race and actually show, hey, so-and-so got a penalty for speeding or whatever. So it's going to be kind of cool to see something new there for the broadcast and more. And also here in a couple minutes, we're going to do something brand new on the Captain Esports Network. Yes, we've done interviews with drivers. However, we've never done an in-race reporter type of thing. So I've actually picked out a driver randomly today, and that driver is going to be our in-race reporter as long as he makes the race. And yeah, he's going to make the race all right, just seeing where he qualified. So we'll talk to him, and we'll talk to him throughout the race and so on and so forth. So, but 80 laps, 200 miles here this evening. Fastest 43 will make the field. And so it looks like right now the drivers who are not going to make the race tonight: David Tooker, William Martin, Larry Knoll, Devin Scroggins, Mike Schaefer, a rookie there, and Tony Rice. Those 7 drivers will not be in the Daytona 200. Unfortunately, those guys have not qualified. So if you did not hear the names of drivers you're cheering on, good news, they'll be racing here in a minute. Once we grid, I'll show you the starting lineup and all that good stuff. So about 35 to 40 laps on a tank of fuel. As I mentioned, the 3 additional sets of tires. They do have at-fault rules. Yes, it was a catch. And the at-fault rules, the first at fault is an EOL. Second is a drive-through to third at fault. It's a disqualification. They do use the Geico restart zone. So for the first time in a broadcast here, you'll see that blue strip over there. The Geico restart zone will be used. 3 attempts at a green-white checker. So some other notes, it looks like Tate Lytle's going to be subbing for Zach Rogers tonight in the Mountain Man at Motorsports number 4. That's going to be one thing I'm going to take time to get used to, his team names and things like that. So it's going to look like I kind of don't know people. I'm just trying to study as much as I can as we get you ready for the race. But tonight it's Daytona, and then next week we go to Chicagoland Speedway, and then it's to Nashville, Tennessee after that, and then we hit Labor Day weekend, and there's a driver vote, so much more, as just a lot of great things coming here in the All-American ARCA series. So sit back, grab yourself an adult beverage. If you're a child, grab a Hugs or something, and get ready to do some racing. I was doing some research over the points and stuff on the Sim Racer Hub website to kind of do as much studying and just as many things as possible to get to know everybody in the league, and joined in a couple of times on Friday nights after like practice races and things. They were racing last night. I joined them for that a little bit. It was definitely a lot of fun stuff, getting to know these drivers and things like that. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear right now, just kind of listening in. I can actually hear the admins and people talking in my ears and stuff. So, and they're going to be advancing here. What they're doing right now is this is actually the heat race that's been set up, but there's not a heat race. So they're fast forward, or they're going to advance through it into the main event here in a situation like this. So that's what's going on right now. So that's why I'm kind of rambling a little bit and kind of getting you hyped up for the race and so on and so forth. But as I mentioned, 61 cars have signed up, and we're going to have tons of teams. I've got a link of teams right here. I'm going to try to, like I said, do my best studying of and get to figure out who's what. And should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoy the broadcast here. The only thing I ask is I continue to say chat. If you want to chat up, I do answer questions like Brandon Alphin. Guy's got nothing else to do in life, apparently. Ask me Des Bryant questions because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Everybody can pick on Brandon Alphin all you want to. Number one rule of this channel, you can pick on Brandon Alphin. Right there. But no, we're all about having fun. We're all about the league. We're all about the racers. I'm all about the viewers. We're all about having fun on this network. It's not about me at all. I'm all about the channel and all about the people. So if you ever want to chat, I got the chat right here to the left. I can see what everybody's saying right now. Venomous Player, I see him here. Grouse 25, I see him here. Is that Exfinzo? Interesting name there. Who else is watching? It's about you three. Who's that? Arcade Natal? Yeah, so I could see everybody who is chatting with us. So on and so forth. So appreciate the viewers. Go Wyatt's dad. Robert Hill Jr., everybody. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's... So let's go back to last season. Obviously, we were not here on the Captain Esports Network for last season, but I do have access to all the stuff that has happened in season number 3, which wrapped up in May at Atlanta Motor Speedway with David Tooker winning that race. He did not win the championship, however. That went to Zach Rogers, who won the championship in the end. By 13 over Tooker, and then Casey Carrington finished 3rd. Weeks finished 4th, and Vandermeed there at 5th when it was all said and done. So will we have a repeat? Remember, Rogers isn't here tonight, so that should be interesting. I might be able to get that answer for you, but we'll see. That's a very good question. But that was back season number 3. Of course, Zach Rogers winning that. You go back to season number 2. That happened back in the winter of 2021, which was a pretty dominant year for John Eckert, who won a lot of the races, 7 out of 12 that season, winning by 152 points in that battle. And then season 1, you go all the way back to, if I can hit the right buttons. By the way, I'm a one-man show, so you're going to hear me like yell at myself a lot because... Who else am I going to yell at? I mean, looks like Eckert won in season 1, too, if I had to guess. So Eckert was pretty dominant season 1 and season 2, it appears. So he's a 2-time champion of the league. But, yeah, so that takes you all the way back to season 1. But tonight's season 4. And as a matter of fact, one other thing I do have access to, and this is thanks to Sim Racer Hub. I've learned a lot of things about this website. And as I go in here and look at the records, I want to see... I go to the old stat board here and check out track records. I want to see if we have Casey Carrington, a 48.995 is the track record. So we'll have to see if he broke the if the track record was broke tonight in qualifying. We'll have to see. But 48.995 is the track record as they continue to work on. Yeah, you see Barney's got the green flag already. That's just, again, they're trying to work their way through the heat race here. So, but yeah, appreciate everybody joining us this evening. If you're excited, I can tell because I see a lot of people. Eric Bryant, appreciate you watching. Go Cash James. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing from Cash here very, very shortly. Gareth and let's see, Robert Hill Jr. Yep, he's watching. Green flag just came out. Maybe I should jump out there. Just kidding, obviously. So it looks like it's about a minute 48 or so. We'll be green and getting ready to do some racing. So let's do this, actually. We're going to have a little fun. And since we're waiting to grid, we're going to do a segment, going to be the drive, basically if you go back to the ESPN broadcast, the NBC broadcast back in the day, they always used to feature a driver and kind of do an in-race reporter type thing. So I'm trying that out tonight, and it's something that I'm probably going to bring into all the series that I broadcast for into the future. And why not try it tonight? And here we go, the fun part. I've picked out a driver tonight. Let's start with this prerequisite. The only people I really know are the admins. I've never really talked to any of these drivers at all. So I just reached out to who I thought might be the coolest name in the field. And when you have a name called Cash, it gets me curious. I'm like, Cash? So, I talked to him a little bit ago. And before setting up the interview we're going to do here in a second, apparently Cash comes from his parents naming him after currency, which is interesting. His favorite driver is Chase Elliott. Some of you might be shocked. Some of you might not be shocked by that. But yes, he is a fan of Chase Elliott, which is okay because, hey, I'm a Chase Elliott fan too. I grew up an Elliott fan all throughout my life, so I'm not going to pick on the man for it. So everybody can have their opinions on that one when it's all said and done. But yeah, his favorite track, he says, is Texas Motor Speedway. And literally his quote right now is the fact that he said it's the only track he's not slow at. That's fair. But he's not slow tonight. I saw he qualified when I last checked. He was on the outside pole. I won't be able to actually see it until the grid sets here. But let's bring him up here to the booth. And that is Cash James. Let's talk to him here. Cash, you got a copy, buddy?
I do.
All right, Cash. Let's. You're a rookie in the series, so obviously you're about to go into a race tonight of 43 people starting up front. What's your expectations? What are we going to see tonight?
Well, if it goes like practice did, it's gonna be a handful. I'm kind of nervous.
I could totally understand that. Obviously, being a rookie in a series, I've been there plenty of times. What kind of expectations do you have going into this? Any kind of goals or things like that?
For this race, I just want to finish in the top 10. I think that's reasonable for a rookie. For the season, as the season goes, I want to win, 2 or 3 races. Just make my name around the track.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, hey, man, we wish you the best of luck. Maybe we'll chat during the race if we get a caution or two. If hopefully you won't be in them. But best of luck tonight, and let's go have some fun and go win this thing.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no sweat. Cash James, and I will argue the best name right now in this league. Everybody loves that. Appreciate Cash for joining us, and of course, I can remember that channel Cash was in. This is the hardest part of the whole thing, Mountain Man Motorsports. Let's move him down there. And the hardest part is remembering what teams everybody's on. All right, so we are gridding, it looks like. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the race this evening. This is where the solo part of me goes looking for a certain camera. There it is. It is Mike Lemieux on the pole. White River Esports 49.206. That will not be a track record as he beats Cash James out by 6/1000ths of a second. Justin Ray, he'll start third alongside Matthew Weeks, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Casey Carrington, Robert Hill Jr., 5th and 6th there. The Team Dodge Casey Carrington with a 2006 Casey Kane replica paint scheme. Going to be pretty cool to watch. Brandon Barkowski and Sean Cassidy in row 4. Row 5, Nick Terrell and Greg Carr there in the 5th row. Again, if you guys help me with names too, I did my best of studying and trying to get names, but I'm not perfect. Let's just put it like that. Jake Finch and Daniel Haff in row 7. Row 8, Casey Hatch and Trey Holmes, one of many rookies here in the series this season. Wyatt Nadel and Bruce Pearson there in row number 9. Row 10, James Silvers and Zach Nernberger. I can't help but think of Naked Gun movies when I see the name Nernberger. Garrett Austin, Tate Lytle, row number 11. Row 12 is Jason Powell and Brad Delph. Row 13, yes, it's a big field. Kyle Barters, Cody McCorkle, Alex Carr and Cody Ricketts there. Row number 14, Darren Staff and Alex Penn. Row 15, Kyle Hall, Ryan Duke. Tyler Burden, Stephen Thompson in row number 17. Row 18, Lane Doyle, Richard Little, who was fastest in practice but qualified in the back. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that. Finishing up the rows, Tim Kennedy, Kyle Green in a Jeremy Mayfield paint scheme. So we're going to have 2 Dodge-looking paints out there. Tyler Whittemore and Robert Colgan. Jacob Feskinen and Josh Dillon and Brian Lorenzo. The 43 starters that will take the green here from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Pace car going to hang a left. As they will come to the green flag as we welcome in the All-American ARCA Series to the Captain Esports Network Season 4 underway from Daytona. If you're new to the Captain Esports Network, you will notice the cameras presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online. They are also on the iRacing forums on Facebook, but more importantly, TrackCams22.com, the closest to real-life cameras you will see on iRacing right here in front of you. Just like watching a NASCAR race on TV. As they come out of turn 4, maybe it's a good luck charm. How about Cash James, the in-race reporter, leading lap 1? Weeks bringing that top side with Markuski in that 5 Napa car. You got the 40 car down below of Lemieux, the 38 there pushing him. And right away, Cash says, I'm out. I led my lap. Got my points. And goes straight to the back. Nothing wrong with that as Weeks takes over the front side. Lemieux, Barkuski, and Hill and Ray now up front. 43 cars strong. Now last season 43 started also, and they made it over 50 laps of green flag racing before the first caution. I don't want to jinx anything, but let's hope that happens again, at least, if not more, this evening. Good stuff so far. We run on board with McCorkle, the 25th place car right now. Just kind of being patient. Riding behind Brad Delph there in the 14, the Eris car. Little shades of an old Daniel Suarez paint scheme and the Bobby Labonte paint scheme right there. Look at that 16 to 30 going by. This ARCA car produces, in my opinion, the strongest draft of all the cars on iRacing. I have ran these cars so many times, and these cars, you can go from like 20th to 1st in one lap if you drafted right. Do you see the sunlight starting to go down? Markuski to the front there. Nice move by Hill to the bottom. Robert Hill Jr. He said he was looking forward to the race tonight, and he's showing it. 05 to the front. All 43 cars in the pack. I'm sorry, 42 of the 43. I won't say who the last car, the one that's out of the draft is now, but I might have bad lucked him now, all of a sudden. You see everybody kind of separating themselves out as we look through the field here. Like, was that the 5 that just blinked out there for a second, maybe? We complete lap 5 already. If this is any sign of what we're going to see, this is going to be some fantastic racing throughout the season here on the Captain Esports Network, your new home for the All-American ARCA Series. I want to give a shout out to Casey Carrington. We also have an admin, as I mentioned a little bit ago, down in the booth. And that is Joseph Penn, who is actually live adminning right down there in the booth channel. He's watching every minute of the action in case somebody does something that is against the rules or whatever. He'll be there to penalize if it comes to maybe driving through too many pit boxes or maybe jumping a restart. I mentioned the other car that had the Dodge look on it. There it is, the 19 up top there. That is Kyle Green. As we ride with this Dodge dealer's UAW Dodge. Some would argue it's the old the Casey Atwood paint scheme or the Jeremy Mayfield paint scheme. I will still argue with anybody to this day that Casey Atwood never had a chance to prove himself before he got taken out of that ride. You're just kind of lifting out of the throttle a little bit, just being careful. Not really seeing any bump drafting, which is a good thing because this car is not the easiest thing to push. The front end and rear end do not match. When you go back to the old 90s and 2000 Gen 4 car, that's pretty much what this car is. And if you remember correctly, those cars never pushed or tandemed or anything like that. I mean, you were able to bump draft, but you really weren't able to like, just go up there and smack the guy and just literally shove him. As Barkuski continues to lead in that top side. Trying to protect both lanes there. That 49 car, Sean Cassidy up there started 6th and hanging on there on the top side. Is that a Waffle House number 25? Somebody get the man an all-star. That is Greg Carr, top side. That makes sense. I totally agree with that call. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast so far. If so, you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're watching on Twitter by chance, or on Twitch, I should say. Yes, we're both on YouTube and Twitch. You can hit subscribe over there. If you're watching on Facebook, yes, we're there too. You can hit that follow wherever you like to watch your iRacing broadcast and stuff of your favorite driver or maybe a team or whatever. Last night's winner right there, the 81, Nick Terrell. First dad joke in league history for me. He had a chip on his shoulder after last night. So I mentioned it's 42 of the 43 cars are in the pack. If you remember earlier, one car jumped out of the pack from the lead. Yeah, that's Cash James. Unfortunately, the one car that has lost a draft and needs probably a yellow here if he's not going to go a lap down. So he's just out here running his own pace right now, unfortunately, in the 93, but might be in the safest spot right now when you got all these hounds coming off turn 4. I'm sorry, off turn 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Hey, nothing wrong with a little restaurant competition. A little drink competition, food competition. That's what we need in sports. It's what we need in racing is sponsors that, you know, when you see sponsors like Napa, like FedEx, like Waffle House. I mean, yes, I understand it's a budget thing. I understand it's a, hey, where do we want to spend our advertising dollars? And I realize it does not cost more than 25 or less than 25 cents to sponsor a car. It seems like in real life, but if you're an IHOP or a Denny's or I'm trying to think who else isn't really on a car. AutoZone used to be on a car, not anymore. Why would you not want to be on one of these cars to compete against the other? Like they used to back in the heyday, right? As we are 13 laps in. So I mentioned 85% fuel. So we'll see in about 20 laps. Still got plenty of time before we get pit stops. Right from the back, this is Josh Dillon in his 12 car. Hear him how you get out of the gas there. It's also another way to save fuel when you're in these kind of cars is to just kind of get out of the gas, let it ride. You see the A car drop down, make a move for a second, and now he's going backwards. And Crown Royal car back there trying to go 3 deep. Big checkup mid-pack here. See the 36 in there. You just hear all the gas and brake and lift off the throttle and things that you have to do when you're in a train like this. Oh, look at that. The 7 car going up the middle, sticking a 12.3 wide. Michael Vandermeet said, I'm not waiting. Going to the front, and he's bringing the 17 with him of James Silvers. And yes, as part of the camera set, we do have drones flying around. Oh, he's going to do it again. Stick the 72 up the middle. Vandermeet making some moves here early. Oh, look at this run. This is what I was talking about, the ARCA runs. Oh, he had to check up. Great job by everybody giving and taking. I'm pretty sure if this is 10 laps to go, that ain't happening. All right, 26 viewers watching. Normally I wait to do this on a restart, but at super speedways, it's kind of like I can do this almost anytime I want because they're all in a big pack together. And for the fans who are watching tonight for the first time ever on the Captain Esports Network, yes, I try to have fun with this, and we're really going to make this fun. As this is your chance. Grab your speakers or whatever you're listening on, your TV, turn the audio up, Because, yes, we do have our own segment here, and it's called Turn It Up. Up front, you can turn your speakers down, by the way. The 5 and 05 inside lane. Markuski and Hill there inside lane. Cassidy, Carr. Then you got also the 41 there, Finch. Top side with Carrington there in that Dodge. Number 9. Everybody 2x2 playing nice right now. You saw them put a lap on Cash James, who led the first lap of this race, and then bailed out, left the, went to the back, and unfortunately fell back too far and lost the draft. We're 22 laps in, and I'm scared to do this, but I kind of have to do it as part of something that we're trying to do here on the Captain Esports Network. We're going to step away for a second, but we're going side by side, and let's hope that the NASCAR thing doesn't happen, if you know what I mean. But we'll come back. It's the All-American ARCA Series from the virtual Daytona International Speedway on the Captain Esports Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
All right, back we are. We made it. That's good. For those who can tell, I like to have fun while I'm doing this, and what I mean by the joke of the whole NASCAR thing is, you know, obviously the whole mantra of cautions always seem to happen during commercials. So looking back here, the 24, Stephen Thompson, hanging out here mid-pack. This is the 22nd position all here. you got to think some of these cars are going to probably start thinking pit strategy and how to get to the bottom so they can get the pit road here, because obviously if you're up there at the top, is the 17 shooting up the middle again. If you're on top, you really can't get to the bottom of the pit here. So I think here soon you're going to have to either work with teammates or whoever you have down there below you to make something happen. Right on board the 40. The pole sitter, Mike Lemieux. Hey, have a little faith. You never know, right? You get some smart drivers in here. I mean, I think the help of not encouraging bump drafting is helping here. Everybody's kind of giving their own space right now, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, one thing we were actually discussing a little bit here before the race is one of the cool things is I use the SDK Gaming app to do the ticker and everything that you're seeing on the screen and so on and so forth. The one thing that they do not have, and it's something I've brought up to them as an idea, and I'm sure it's something they're going to work on because they do such a great job with their product, is lap leaders. Because unfortunately, I have no clue how many lead changes we've had so far. I have no clue how many leaders we've had. I'd have to sit here and tally it up. And I would lose count after about 3. We had 3 lead changes by like lap 3. With that Texas Longhorn car, the 16. Cody Ricketts there. And Lane Doyle up above him in the 47, the 88, the old Klondike Dale Jr., Brad Keselowski paint there on the bottom. Trey Holmes in that paint. Was Klondike the car, if I remember correctly? Was that the sponsor in the car that went up and... Oh, no, that was Navy. Never mind. That hit the wall at Auto Club. Cassidy and Barkuski up there continuing the battle for the lead. As I mentioned, 42 cars in the pack. Should see pit stops here in less than 10 laps. Now, with that said, with that going on, with the pit stops coming, one thing we should focus on is when you multiply 35 and 2, you obviously get 70. So, unless you can get to lap 40 in this race on a tank of fuel, this is a 2-stop race. You got 3 sets of tires, which tires, I mean, I guess the most important part for tires is more leaving pit road, if anything else, and the apron, I guess, coming into the back straightaway. Otherwise, tires really don't matter. '84, Wyatt Nadel there. Somebody put a sponsor on that car. There's actually a few cars out here without sponsors. So I did this a couple times during some other broadcasts in leagues that I cover. And I want to kind of do it here again as we continue side by side. So if you were to ask me where I like to be in a super speedway race, well, a pretty simple answer to that, and it's back here where Josh Dillon is. The last car in line. If you ever watch me in a super speedway race, and if somebody's watching right now and knows me, they're going to be like, yep, this is Chris. I usually like to be that car right there. And I always try to explain it so that people understand. Because yes, is it the most exciting place to run a race from? No, it is not. But when you can see all 42 of the 43 cars right here in front of you, and nobody's behind you, obviously you can't get ARCA brake, no pun intended, but you have control of what's going on in front of you to a point. Cars wreck, you can just stop or slow down or do whatever you got to do to miss a wreck. Where if you're sitting, let's say where Kyle Green is right now, what control do you have? You don't. It's just hope you get through it. So that's why I like to share that vantage point back there. And like I said, I will totally listen to the argument of, oh, it's the boringest thing to do. Well, we're here to race. Totally understandable. But then I remind you, the definition of winning a race is the first person to get to the checkered flag in the shortest amount of time. Doesn't say how you get there. It just says the first person to get to the line in the shortest amount of time. Remember that. So 32 laps. When will we see pit stops? $28 viewers watching tonight. Appreciate it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come join us. You got somebody who's doing absolutely nothing tonight, bring them over, put them on the stream. Throw a chat out there. As I see RK Nadal watching. Oh, I see Wyatt Nadal. Sorry, I threw the K in there accidentally. Sponsored by Twin Pine Motorsports out of South Fork, Colorado. That's good to see. You see cars start to show. You notice that top line is getting less and less now. This is what we talked about. Everybody getting to the bottom now because pit stops are coming. And here comes 117 jump. Oh, no, he's just jumping out check up. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I don't know. Even up front, it kind of gets hectic to me. Like right now, yes, I feel like the 5 and the 49 have full control. At the same time, though, it's like you get one bad bump, or you get somebody above you to go 3 wide or whatever. Oh, 49 jumps down. Or is that a deal worked out between him and the 5? But something like that happens. It's like you still kind of don't have control at that point. Fortunately, we've learned in iRacing, wrecks can happen anywhere. Look at that, the Waffle House car to the front. Great car, getting a little help from the 41 of Jake Finch. Look at here. You see the Dodge car there, the 19? He is up 32 spots. Kyle Green started all the way back. In 38th, he's 6th. All right, as we come up on the 35 lap mark, so we should start seeing pit stops right about now. And I'm starting to hear calls in for the pits this time, so get ready for the fun. I don't think they put any on this season's schedule because the schedule was made before Dirt came out onto the ARCA scene. I know as of the schedule, what I've seen is not on here. So, if anything, maybe season 5 could have something, but not. I don't think this season, unless Chris and them, or I shouldn't say Chris, but Casey and them make that decision. All right, let's see who comes to pit road here. Who dives off? I see two cars right now, the 5 and the 49, the 2 leaders pretty much. On the pit road, along with Cash James, who's about to lose a second lap. You got to stay to the right of pit road here, all the way to your stall. This is where we got to watch for people making mistakes. You look down at the bottom, you will see a pit stop timer. The timer that's going right now is the amount of time on pit road delta, and in the red where it says pit, when their pit stop is complete, that will change to their pit stop time. Right there, 13 seconds for Cash James. 14.2. I saw 14.2 there for one of the cars. Barkowski and then, or Barkuski, and then Sean Cassidy of 14.4. As Josh Dillon, all by myself, on pit road. As 12 pulls in, should be 4 tires and fuel here, I would think. And I think we're going to see our pole sitter pitting this time by, as 12 will leave his pit stall. 15 flat for him. And Lemieux coming all by himself with a couple others there in the back. Now here comes that lap 40 mark. Remember we were talking about, we are coming to the halfway point in 2 laps. And I'm hearing a lot of people calling their pit stop right now. So that means these guys will not, unless they can find a way to do 41 laps, they will not make it on one stop. Oh, this is not going to be pretty. Got one car leaving pit road here. This might be the advantage of those cars pitting early. Who all comes in? A lot of people. Got to slow it down to 55 miles an hour without hitting each other. Oh, one car getting loose back there. Oh, the 19 goes around. Kyle Green gets spun around. The 8 overshoots his pit stall. This is the tricky part about pitting together on the track. Oh, 72 goes spinning off pit road. Somebody crank the Benny Hill music up. Here comes our next pack of cars. Coming in hot. Look out for that 4. Oh, 24 almost gets tagged. He's going to overshoot his pit stall. Oh, I got caution on the Speedway. Trouble on the track. And see if I can find it. I think, trying to see who's all involved in this, but we do have caution on the Speedway coming off of pit road. Unfortunately, my timing control is going so crazy right now. I'm trying to go find it. So give me a second here. We'll get the caution, but I believe the 36 was in it. So caution is out. I don't see any damage on this 36. A lot of people calling for clearings here, so give me a second here. We'll get the replay up. My timing and scoring is literally going nuts right now. This is crazy with 43 cars. I'm not used to this. All right, so everybody's going to catch the pace car. All right, appears that Kyle Hall had some here. Oh, here he goes, 72. Oh, 17 gets T-boned by the pole sitter, Lemieux. So the 72 just had a rough time coming off pit road there. He had his little bit of a spin. He gets there onto the apron and only starts to go around again. And unfortunately, nowhere to go. Tags to 41, to 7, to 17, who gets absolutely demolished by the 40. Others coming into the picture now. 36 to 41 gets a piece. Let's go on board here with Lemieux, the pole sitter. This was a... This is going to hurt. Oh. Man, nowhere to go. We got other cars on pit road now, so I want to go back. I want to review. I want to review the pit stop of Richard Little because I want to see before I just go out and guess on this. We'll go back to this moment here. Let's go back. Okay, that answers my question right here. So this all starts coming to pit road. Everybody, there's action. There's the 19 getting turned around. 72 gets in the back of somebody, the 4, I think that is. And remember, Richard started in the back. So because of that, his pit stall is way back there. So he misses his pit stall. So remember, he's on old tires right here. And he goes to... Yeah, he must be confused where his pit stall is. And then goes to take off and spins the tires. So remember, he's on older tires here. We just talked about the reason why you would want new tires is the sake of getting off pit road. And unfortunately for Richard, it just did not work out here. You can hear his wheels just spinning. Gets up here, the track's just dirty. Unfortunate deal there, so. All right, so with everything that has taken place here, Daniel Haff is the leader now. With Greg Carr second, Casey Carrington, Cody Ricketts, and Ryan Duke is going to be your top 5. And pace car lights are off. And now remember, restarts will be in the restart zone. The Geico restart zone, as you see now on the screen, won't be on the screen, but you'll see it on the screen here coming off turn 4. Basically, just like real NASCAR racing, the leader will start the race. If the 25 goes early, he will get penalized by iRacing. And I believe there's also penalties for the 25 if he, or 32 if he tries any kind of, here comes that word, shenanigans. Pace car's in. Here we go. Waiting. There he is into the restart zone, and he's on it. Daniel Half Carrington there, inside line, that 9 car, the 96 of Ryan Duke there on the inside line. Started all the way back in 35th. The 45 car, the Discord car. I don't think I've ever seen a Discord colored car. That's a first. But as they get up to speed, I'm not sure what happened to Lane. That's a great question. He's behind the wall in the 47. And there's the penalty right there. Lap 41 caution. The 72 gets the EOL for causing a yellow. And he did serve that penalty as he being Richard Little in the 72 car getting that penalty. Right now Richard is in the 40th position on track, but a lap down right now. As you see Carr go back to the front with Ricketts pushing him. How about the 87? There's another name we haven't seen. Kyle Hall there in the 87. Yeah, unfortunately, Michael, I don't have an answer for you what happened to Lane. But he is behind the wall as of lap 41. Not sure if he was involved in that caution or not. Raise your hand if you ever seen the 32nd place car run the fastest lap of the race just now. 45.21. Kyle Green in that 19 car. Kyle's all the way back here. There he is, flashing by your screen. All right, so when does the racing start to pick up here? Obviously, now we're past the halfway point, 33 laps to go. We ride with McCorkle here, 12th position for the 2. Show a little speed here. McCorkle had to check a big time there. Yeah, it's a question I don't really know the answer to. I would assume so, because of how the side draft is in iRacing. That is something I've actually never thought about. I mean, outside of going on track. When I'm on the track, I might think of it, but not, you know, like right now. That 94 car, haven't said his name tonight, Robert Colgan. 77, that's Lorenzo. You know, one thing I also try to do on the broadcast is at least show all the cars at one point on the track, so not a matter of having somebody come yelling at you, I didn't see my car tonight, or anything like that. It's just a matter of, you know what, everybody's out here having fun, racing on the sim. Give them a mention or whatever, because you never know who's got family watching, or friends, or enemies, or whatever. Might have their pet bird watching. I've seen it all. As Ricketts goes topside, he'll take the lead there with help from the 87. So obviously, everybody's come back to pit road since the caution came out. So let me throw up the old famous pit strategy board here. Bada bing. And shows everybody pitted right at lap 39 and 40 as that caution came out. So with fuel save, I would say that everybody's probably good to go to the finish. But there's those 3 letters and a number usually afterwards. that could come into play later on in this race. So currently we got 35 cars in this lead draft. And we have 36 on the lead lap. James Silvers unfortunately lost the draft in the 17 car. Now, as I mentioned, all the races will be on this season here on the Captain Esports Network, and that comes with us next Friday night, as you can join us from the Chicagoland Speedway for race number 2. And I think this is a homage to the old Tropicana orange juice, as the race is called the Orange Juice 200. Of course, if you think back to the old days of when Tropicana sponsored the Cup race there, you remember the old orange going out on track? That was close between a 1 and 94. Team Birdie Racing looking pretty solid so far. That 25 up front. Got the 1 right there in 7th position. Looking to go to victory lane, and here comes the boss man, Carrington, to the top. Hard to believe Casey Kane, his best finish at Daytona actually came outside of a dual race, by the way, which he did win 1. Actually came in a Levine family racing car when he finished 4th in his final appearance at Daytona a couple seasons ago. And here's that 9 car running up front with the 25. Hopefully you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. If so, you can, of course, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the broadcast each and every time you see the captain come on the air, which you'll actually see us on the air tomorrow multiple times. You'll see us on the air Sunday night. You'll see us on the air Monday night. And then back, actually Wednesday won't be on because that season just ended. So you're going to see us on the air about 5 nights a week. You can be a part of all the broadcasts. You can come in and chat, say hi. I try to be a nice guy. I don't think anybody hates me outside of those who I've wrecked. Oh, trouble here to 23 out of shape. Whittemore is going to be able to... Nice save on his end. Very Kyle Busch Bud shootout like a couple of seasons ago. Glove save and a beauty. Let's... if I could find that save. But the 23 there, Whittemore, what a great save that was. Let's rewind it back here. I hate to do it the old school way, but we're going to do it the old school way. Well, watch Whittemore here to 23. There you see the checkup. And we got trouble. 19 involved. This might be the big wreck here. The 8, the 5. And second caution comes out. I heard somebody yell big checkup on the headset, and then I saw a bunch of positions changing, which told me they were wrecking. Kyle Green, Josh, looks like Dylan involved. Looks like Zach Nernberger, Barkowski, who's been dominating this race up front, might be involved. Let's go see how this incident started. It looks like going into turn 3. Yeah, it's kind of already, ooh, somebody hit that wall a ton. Let's do this. Here we go. Oh, who's that? 89 got turned by the 31, it looks like. 36, had the 5, had the 8. Here come a couple others in there. The 23, the 1, the 84. This wall actually stops, in fairness to him, so he wasn't involved in the wreck. So something, I guess, sort of a big one, maybe a medium one. Let's go on board with Nadal in the 84. Why don't we do that? Oh, he gets turned from behind. 49 gets in there too, so add him to the list. Let's go find... And I'm hearing we have action under caution too, unfortunately. Let's go on board with Nürnberger here. 89 just kind of jumps, or kind of goes up the track a little bit there, and they just make contact, and oh, that's a lick. Ouch! It's even a harder lick. A tough break there. With 23 laps to go, and hearing that there could be a drive-through penalty for somebody, we'll see it come back through the field here in a second. We'll be able to get that answer for you. So, all right, should be coming to 1 to go. I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back and get you to the green flag here, and hopefully it's the final green flag we'll see tonight. But I'm thinking we're just getting going here, basically, as we're under the second caution here, the All-American ARCA Series from Daytona on the Captain Esports Network.
This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
All right, coming to 1 to go, or coming to the green, I should say, this time by, after our second caution, with 22 laps to go. As Casey Carrington leads, Greg Carr second, Cody Ricketts third, Daniel Haffen fourth, and Kyle Hall, your top 5. Tate Lytle in the 6th position right now. Ryan Duke 7th. Darren Staffs 8th. Alex Carr, Brian Lorenzo in the top 10. There is the drive-through for the 30 car. Looks like for contact under caution, Alex Penn going to be getting that drive-through penalty. Yeah, it's about to really get fun now. With 22 laps to go, here we go. Saw that FedEx car up there getting the wall there just for a second as they start to get 2 and 3 wide. As Arcane Adel said, business is picking up. Except he said business. I'm using the word business. It's going to pick up here very shortly as we come to 20 laps to go. And the 11's up in the wall again. This time he sticks up there. That's really going to hurt Weeks' momentum. Shouldn't hurt the car too badly. He should be able to stick up with the pack here, but unfortunately he's going to lose all that momentum. Dorito's car off the pace now too. I saw the Nick Terrell obviously 4 laps down, but I saw him off the pace there a second ago. Might just be getting out of the mess here. It's about to take place here. You see the 2 thinking about the middle, jumps down to the bottom. So here's the question now. Where do you want to be with 19 laps to go? You see the Klondike bar. What would you do for a Klondike? Take the middle. Uh-oh, middle's starting to form up here. Middle's getting a little tight. Oh, couple cars switching lanes. Cars going back and forth. I thought it was getting ugly for a second. Saw some contact back here, it looked like, for a second. Everybody looks like okay. Still got 32 cars able to potentially win this race in this pack. As they say, if you're in it, you can win it. Three cars out of the top 5 started outside the top 20 tonight. And they're up here with a chance to win. How about the 4 car? I haven't said Tate's name all night. Of course, Tate is subbing for the champ in that 4 car. How about Lytle? Could he take the Mountain Man Motorsports number 4 to victory lane, subbing for Zach Rogers? Everybody's still being respectful right now. Oh, and I see that as the car gets turned towards the back. I see the 8, the 11 sideways. Caution's coming out. And I don't know if really anybody wrecked. Oh, never mind. There's one car. The 89's around. And third caution on the Speedway for the 89. Feskinen. Well, let's roll that beautiful bean footage and see what happened here. Back straightaway. I think it's the 8 car got turned sideways here. Yep, sure did. 72 got in the back of him. Turns it down into 11. And the 89, nowhere to go, just goes spinneroonie. How about that miss by the 38? That was impressive. When all else fails, just hang all right. Let's, or was that the 30 maybe? I thought maybe it was a 38. Nope, 30's out of the pack. So where's the 38? How about Justin Ray? Let's watch this. This is a pretty impressive, watch this. There's the contact. I mean, you're like, oh, I'm going to be in this. I'm going to be in this. I'm going to be in. Hang a right. Hang a left. Nice. Well done. right, so 14 laps to go. And unfortunately, our in-race reporters not having the best race. Unfortunately, Cash back into 37th position, so I would talk to him here, but he's not having a good night, so I'm going to kind of leave him alone and let him do his best here to get to the finish. That's the only worry about doing the in-race reporting thing is, you know, obviously when you have a bad night, I want to make it worse for somebody. His lights are on the pace car still. So let's do... Let's actually talk with... let's talk to the leader of the race right now. Casey Carrington. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
All right, man. So I was going to talk to Cash, but he's not having too good of a night right now. You, on the other hand, so far, so good. Coming to 1 to go. It's been a wild race there behind you. You've been able to keep that 9 car up front throughout this race. What's it going to take to keep it up front to get that, if I heard you correctly last night, first career win?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's probably going to take a lot of luck. I mean, I'm kind of a sitting duck here. You guys probably saw me had to kind of pull up there and try to catch the 25 on that last restart. I know we got free train, so yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna click the laps off here and try to you know, try to let it come to me, and hopefully I'll be, you know, first across the line on the last lap.
Well, you still got plenty of time here. 13 to go. You still got like 30 cars on the lead lap in a wild race, and maybe we'll talk here in just a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, man. That is Casey Carrington. We'll get him back to his
Hey,
chat.
Tim, sorry about creaming you earlier when you came down after you got turned and that whole craziness, and I nailed your left quarter. I couldn't really go anywhere, man.
If I can get this cooperate with me. There we go.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was you, but yeah, one of them deals.
All right, so as we double up, Casey Carrington leading this race. Cody Ricketts second. Great car. Tate Lytle and Kyle Hall, your top 5 with Half, Duke, McCorkle, Robert Hill Jr., and Alex Carr. Your top 10, Trey Holmes, Aaron Staff, Brian Lorenzo, Robert Colgan, Bruce Pearson in the 15th position right now. Still 13 laps to go. And what has been a wild Daytona race, that's only going to get wilder. And unlike the ARCA races, usually at Daytona, they will not be shortened. They will finish this race. Trust me, I've been to a lot of the, at the time, Bud shootouts where the ARCA race was before it, and they had to stop the race early because of laps or cautions or whatever. Here we go, back to the green.
Not clear, bro. Sorry, buddy. I had a clear sign, man. Sorry.
9 car getting out there a little bit too far, but here comes the 87, a little bit of a run from the 96. Hall should be able to give him a good push here as the 25 gets out far from the 16, so neither line looks like they'll get a good push as they come off 2. Who's going to be the first to make that move? I see one car maybe shooting up the middle.
If you don't win, I'm going to be pissed.
That's that 2 car. Cody McCorkle. They shuffle out that 32. But you know what? Now I'm starting to see a high line come in. As Ricketts leads that lap in contact 2 into 32. 32's in the wall. And there goes more spinning. The 6th, the 1.
Good catch. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, too.
You're good. You were just trying to dodge. You're good.
Alex Carr goes around with Casey Hatch.
Flipped the nose just a little bit as I was slowing up. I'm like, shit, I just turned him.
And 11 laps to go in the race. right, so Ricketts going to bring the line. Let's check out what happened here. That brings out the caution. They were definitely getting lined up here in 2, 3 wide. Oh, contact. It looks like the 2 and the 25. The 32 gets squeezed in the wall. 96-88 to the grass. And then the 6 and the 1 end up with the worst of this. Actually, it looks like the 6 ended up with the worst of it. In the old Gatorade mobile. This actually ends up being a bunch of cars hitting each other in a single car spin. Literally. Let's, there you go. I'm on board with Hatch here in the 6. I guess you could say the 1 went sideways too. All that for 1 car to spin around. And I did catch it. I apparently had the audio still on to the driver, so my bad on that. Obviously, had a word slip out, so my apologies. But, yeah, you never know. Things happen. You hear what they say on TV, too, so. Thankfully, we're on YouTube. All right, 2 to go this time. To green. Ricketts now up front with Tate Lytle, Greg Carr. Now your top 3. All right, so next week, 8:30 Eastern Time, we'll be back with the All-American ARCA Series from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. And then following week, we'll be at Nashville. First 3 races of the season. And then you go back to, how about this one? In September, on the 9th, this is the, they have a week off for Labor Day. And then they come back to the 9th of September. There's actually a vote. And I don't know if the vote's been settled or not, but at least on the schedule, it says it's a vote in races here. And it's a vote between New Smyrna, Twin Ring Motegi, or Road Atlanta. Which kind of has a little mixed thought here, because New Smyrna is a fun track in these cars. Twin Ring Motegi is an interesting track in itself. But I live literally 10 minutes from Road Atlanta. So I guess kind of a homer part there. And I'm from Florida too, so there's New Smyrna. So, I don't know. As we come to the 1 to go, I don't have a graphic for it, but at least I can explain it. For the schedule the rest of the season, of course, we have Daytona tonight, Chicagoland next week, and then Nashville at the end of August, and then it's the off week for Labor Day. There's the driver vote race on the 9th. Then we go to Michigan. That'll be a fun one in this car on the 16th of September. And then the 23rd, it's the Dover Motor Speedway. Then we head up to Watkins Glen for a road race up there in the Finger Lakes region. On the 30th of September, October 7th, it is Charlotte Motor Speedway. Then they go to the Brickyard for 80 laps. And then they go under the lights at the Richmond Raceway on the 21st. The 28th, the Talladega Super Speedway. Texas Motor Speedway on the 4th. Phoenix on the 11th, and finish out the season at Homestead on November the 18th. Pretty good mix of a schedule right there. One road course, a couple short tracks, got the 1 mile at Dover, a couple bigger tracks. Of course, Talladega is a whole nother monster. Indianapolis will be interesting in his car. And as one of the viewers mentioned earlier, I think it was Travis, the dirt being featured now. If you had a chance to, maybe I'll do it tonight. But the ARCA cars now have dirt setups. And I've been hearing tons of great things about the ARCA car at Knoxville. So I'm not the biggest dirt racer in the world, but I don't mind trying it. You see the 6 gets the EOL for causing a crash there on lap number 70. As we'll come to the green, and Cody Ricketts will be the control car bottom side. We'll try to hook them horns and go to victory lane. Tate Lytle there in second. Casey Carrington, Greg Carr, Cody McCorkle now your top 5 as they come back to the green. $1 million question. Are we done wrecking? And for those who are saying, dude, you're an idiot. Yes, they're not done wrecking. Just to know, yes, I'm already well aware I'm an idiot. Just putting it out there. But I'm okay with that, because it's part of the fun. As the 4 gets pushed out there by the 9 to the lead. 88 jumping topside, 3 wide. Holmes, unfortunately, got no one to help him. Now, that's not nice. What'd Grandma do to deserve that outside of getting ran over by a reindeer? As Ricketts leads across the line. .45 trying to jump up there with the 88. They're going to need more help than that. So I think somehow that top line's rolling a little bit. Look at Holmes up top. With help from staff. So they come to 5 laps to go. All right, you might be right about throwing Grandma out the window. I'm just going to put that out there. We're 3 deep, 6 rows in a wrecking. This is going to be big. 32, 34's into the wall. 81, 17, 95. Whoever's playing bingo, your number's probably in it. I was about to say they were like 7 rows deep of 3 wide there for a second. I saw one car get turned sideways in the middle of that pack. I think Cash James was unfortunately in it. Alex Carr, Ryan Duke, Kyle Barters. I don't think I've said his name all night. Let's see where this happens. The 14, 95 hard in the wall. 77, 81 comes flying in there. 24. Let's stop it here for a second. It looks like about the 4th row. See, the 32 and the 49, I think, is where this is going to happen. Let's go quarter speed on this one. Oh, right there, contact. 49, is that the 49, I think? Into the third. Oh, no, never mind. Down there, the 5 and the 96 get hooked. '84 goes for a ride over the road course. Ryan Duke in that Menard's car having a great... Oh, and that's never going to help things out when somebody just comes in there and smashes into you. Let's show Omer again. Let's go on board. Parental guidance might be advised for this one. This is going to hurt. I can't help but think Ryan is probably in Peter Griffin mode at this moment. When he spun around, he's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Probably at that moment. Outside of probably cussing whoever turned him. All right, 3 laps to go. I'm going to take a chance, and let's talk to a driver. This could or could not go well for that driver. He's got the heck of a team name. Heck of a team name to be leading this race as we bring Cody Ricketts up here. Cody, leading this race with 3 laps to go. You're a part of a team called Team Sideways. Interesting. But Hook 'em Horns looking good up front. Can we finish off this race?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to do my best. Done a good job of switching lanes on everybody to keep the lead, so we'll see.
I was going to say, is there a preferred lane being the leader like you want to be in coming to the final lap, or is it not, do you not even want to be the leader maybe?
Coming to 1 degree.
Actually do want to be, I want to be on that high side. High side definitely has the run coming out of 4. As long as, I mean, even with the 3 wide, the third guy, you can still kind of get a run in the middle, so should be fine.
All right, so, well, we wish you the best of luck in that Texas Longhorn paint scheme. I hate to be the guy that says this, but it could be the biggest one for Texas in a couple of years. But
you're right.
Sorry, I try to be honest, but you know, don't worry, Florida State fans, I have no room to speak either right now. But we wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Absolutely, you too, buddy. As of course, that's Cody Ricketts in the Team Sideways number 16. High side, he likes it. All right. See what he knows. Which, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I agree with him. This and maybe the trucks. Probably be the 2 cars and maybe the next gen. But I definitely want to be the top side. It seems like if you're able to pinch down the other car off the corner, you're able to get the run off. And that's exactly what he's talking about here. So the interesting question here is, why did he not take the top side here? Because if the 88 can get a good jump, if the 88 gets a good jump here, he's going to be stuck on the bottom. So this is going to be interesting. So, all right, this is an unofficial green-white checker, I believe. So he completed 78, 79. Yeah, so this is unofficial. We are actually still within the lap limits here. So this is one of 4 potential restarts we have left here. Pace car pulls in. Hope it's got enough gas in it. As Ricketts and Holmes leads them to the green flag through the Geico restart zone. Carrington looks real good. The 25 actually might be even in a better spot. As there he goes, 16 at the top. Four getting a good push from Staffen at 45. Almost too good of a restart. Oh, 25's in the wall at the 94. Hello, green white checkers. Greg Carr, unfortunately, his really good night has been kind of turned sideways. Oh, and that right front is, that piece of sausage is destroyed. All right, let's, now you see the wreck already starting to happen. See, the 94 jumps up to the top. Maybe to try to make this 3 wide. 25 jumps back in the line. It seems like he comes back up the track maybe a little bit there, and this gets smashed into the wall, and the 94 just doesn't check up. Shout out to the viewers who prefer cheese and their grits, by the way. So an interesting break for the driver of the 4. Look who the leader is. Tate Lytle now in the 4 car with that push from Darren Staff has jumped up to the front. Of course, Tate subbing for the Season 3 champion, as they do substitutes in this series. That being Zach Rogers, of course, from last season. We're going to leave the drivers alone now the rest of the night and let them focus on this, because so according to Nadal, RK Nadal 1, sounds like he's saying that the 4th place car might be at the best advantage, which is a possibility. I think that's a good spot to be, but I almost think if you're in the top 10 and you got a teammate with you, you might be the one to watch when this is all over with. As I click over here on some of the team rosters and kind of compare some names here. Of course, Mountain Man Motorsports right now. Looks like Lytle's up there pretty much by himself. Lorenzo is up there a little bit with Staff, but I don't see him up there anymore, so obviously that changes things for him. You got Ricketts up here to 16 as I look. Cody's got Schneider and Schaefer. I know Schaefer didn't make the race. I don't think Schneider's here either, so he's on his own. So it doesn't seem like there are too many teammates up here working with each other right now. That's going to make things very interesting as we come back to the green this time by. Joe, I could have warned you on that one myself, brother. I actually thought about it. We got to halfway into pit stops. I'm like, Joe is pretty bored over there right now, I bet. That is a very good call. When we talked about that earlier in this race at halfway, that, you know, with the green-white checker factors, fuel could be an issue. Like a traditional ARCA race, it seems like a Daytona. Ask Bobby Gerhardt. All right, here's a couple of teammates that all right, never mind. No, I'm wrong on that too. I thought Nadal was up there still. He is not. So, yeah, so it's pretty much find somebody and push is what it's going to come down to. All the teammates are pretty much not in this, so this is green-white checker number 1 of 3. And for those who don't know what that is, it's basically green flag to start, white flag to, if we can get back without a caution, then the checkered flag is tight. Tate Lytle leads him to the green. Not a good restart for the 45 up top. 4 is going to jump up there at the 45, though, as he helped him earlier get to the front, has to get back down to block Ricketts. Ricketts got a real good restart off the 88. Everybody's going to start pushing. Levin jumps topside. Weeks got a really good run off of 2. Got the 84 pushing him. As up front, Staff goes to the front for a second. Oh, and now into the wall goes the 84. There we go again. Eight involved, the 41, the 30, the 5, the 32. Let's re-rack them. It starts with the 84 going into the wall here, and that's where it just kind of just checks up everybody. They're already 3 wide. See the 41 and the 6, it looks like they're in the middle of this. And there's where the accident actually starts up right there. 5 turns to 41. 32, nowhere to go. 17 warps through. 19 is going to get a piece. 12 gets a big piece. I had to 38 and 23. Now, there's a reason why I've kind of did what I did. And we are going to talk to another driver. And I absolutely cannot believe what I'm about to say here, because 10 laps ago, I was not even close to being able to say this, but our 20th place driver right now is back on the lead lap in that 96 car. And yes, he's the in-race reporter. And let's talk with him. And just know the in-race reporter might go away if he wrecks between now and the end. Let's talk to Cash. All right, Cash, I'm going to bring you up here now. At first, I wasn't going to talk to you because I'm like, man, this man's 2 laps now and he's had a terrible race.
So, I'm ready for
Everything's
Chicago
gone
right now.
wrong. And here you are in 20th back on the lead lap.
Man, I got super lucky. I purposely went 1 lap down hoping for early caution,
Right.
Stuck, try to save my car, and ended up going 2 down and got stuck like that until now.
Racing's been wild here. I get you can't roll out a top 10. I mean, what is it? Just kind of close your eyes and see what the 3 laps give you?
Oh yeah, man, it's been nuts. To that last caution, I dove through the infield and hit a ramp. I'm surprised I didn't go airborne.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, but how's fuel, by the way, for you?
Oh, I got plenty.
All right, so, well, best of luck to you, man, and hopefully you can finish off this come from behind race.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it to a 4 and see what happens.
Absolutely, my man. That's all you can do. Best of luck to you. Hey, he's got a positive attitude. I can't say anything about the driver at Mountain Man Motorsports. Cash James, appreciate him being the first in-race reporter in this series history. Do you imagine if somehow he won this race? I would have like every driver in the series. Can you come talk to me in Chicago? All right, let's throw up the pit board real quickly for the top 10. As you see, everybody pitted. At about lap 42, you see Burden at 57. He's good to go on fuel. Weeks at 66. So those guys are actually good to go on fuel. So those could be 2 drivers to watch. The rookie there, Burden, and Matthew Weeks. Interessante. Who will win the first All-American ARCA Series race here on the Captain Esports Network? We might find out in 3 laps. Or 2 laps. I will promise you this, with caution laps and things, we will know in about 7 laps. Because either way, we'll have our final green-white checker, or we'll finish the race. Tate Lytle and Darren Staff, Cody Ricketts, Kyle Hall, Trey Holmes, your top 5 as we try it a second time. As the great singer Aaliyah once said, if first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. 6 car jumping out of line early. Ooh, some contact there with the 14 almost, but he's got no help right now. Everybody's shuffling, a little door banging there, Levin up the middle. Casey Carrington getting turned sideways back there is up the middle. Here comes the 11 out of nowhere. 05 and 2 hit each other. And they wreck again. Cody Ricketts involved. The 1 also in it, the 15, the 89. And in one lap, somehow Matthew Weeks has gotten to the front of this race after restarting like 8th. Now it is saying final lap on my screen here. Just waiting to see if the checkered flag pops up on my ticker here. So this is it. Hey, this checkered flag's waving. What a way to conclude race number 1. As across the line, it's Matthew Weeks taking a checkered at Daytona and winning the Daytona 200. So that must have counted as the 3rd green-white checker. I must have been off with one. For some reason, that 79 to the 80 region. There must have been a green-white checker there, too. So my apologies for that. Wow. How about that race? Let's watch that restart. I want to see the restart, and I want to see the wreck itself. Just looking for it in my highlights here. All right, so here we go. Let's go. I want to go back to the restart of this race. So Weeks is the 4th car outside lane here. And the outside lane does not get a good restart. He's going to get a really good run right here off turn 2. Getting the draft off the 2. And the door's going to open up here inside. He's going to take the middle right here. And from there, he gets a great run off the 2. Side draft off him. Side draft off the 16. 87 crosses down. There's more side draft, and up the middle he goes. There's the contact between the 05. And the wreck happens, and somehow the 11 gets up front. I don't know how the 45 lost. I'm sure Darren's going to be like, what? All right, so let's show the wreck now real quickly, and then we'll see. Because if I remember correctly, iRacing under green, white, checker goes off of the last timing line. I could be wrong by that. So let's show. Here's McCorkle in the 2. And of course, Cash gets in it. there goes the whole replay or the whole interview thing. Cash just piles in, unfortunately, and you see cars coming to the finish here. All right, so now the fun part. Let's go back. And let's go on board with the 11. Wow, the caution actually came out late. So I'm looking at the lights to see when the lights are going to come on. If the problem is you're going to pass the light on the right here. From there, the closest light is actually, if you look way out in the distance, the green light on top of the start-finish line is what you need to watch. From that view, you see ahead. There's the light in the end of the race. So the 11. Goes to victory lane. And a wild show at Daytona, as we predicted, oh, by the way, that this would happen. As Matthew Weeks wins it by 3/10 over Darren Staff. Robert Hill Jr. gets 3rd. Kyle Hall 4th. Tate Lytle 5th. Brad Delph comes up and finishes 6th. How about James Silver? He was involved in that pit road accident. Finishes 7th. Casey Hatch 8th. Trey Holmes 9th. Robert Colgan 10th. Casey Carrington, oh, he's going to be mad about that one, 11th. Josh Dillon 12th. Brian Lorenzo 13th. Ryan Duke and Brandon Barkuski finishes 15th. Sean Cassidy, Tim Kennedy, Jake Finch finishing 17th and 18th. 19th going to Tyler Burden. Daniel Haff finishing 20th. Cash James 21st. Brad Yonkman 22nd. Cody McCorkle 23rd. Jacob Feskinen at 24th. Alex Carr. Tyler Whittemore. Justin Ray. Bruce Pearson 28th. 29th Alex Penn. Cody Ricketts finishing 30th in the end. Wyatt Nadel 31st. Kyle Barters 32nd. Nick Terrell 33rd. Kyle Green 34th. Stephen Thompson 35th. Garrett Austin 36th. Michael Vandermeed 37th. Stand by 1 second. Get off my screen. 38th Greg Carr. And as we look at the rest of the 43 car rundown, Zach Nurnberger 39th, Richard Little 40th, Jason Powell 41st, Lane Doyle 42nd, and unfortunately the pole sitter Mike Lemieux finishing 43rd. All right, let's talk to some drivers here on the podium. They're all up here waiting in the waiting room as we bring in Robert Hill Jr., who might have been maybe the most excited person to watch this broadcast, and he probably got a good little chance to watch a little bit of it. But hey, great third place finish for you. I know you were kind of riding all throughout the pack and stuff, and at times we saw you up front, and at times we didn't. But when it all counted, here you are in third.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pretty solid night tonight. I just wanted to be in the right position at the right time. I actually restarted, I think, 11th on the final restart, maybe 9th on the inside, and I just waited for a gap on the high side, jumped high, and then I saw my teammate Matthew Weeks go for the middle, so I'm like, I'm just going to stick with him, and it turned out to be a really solid day for my team. I own Mountain Man Motorsports, and we got first with Weeks, third with me, and fifth with Tate Lytle tonight, so definitely a great start to the season.
Yeah, definitely a great start. As you guys obviously worked really well together. You talk about Matthew, man. How impressive was that run going from 8th to 1st? You jump in line and get to 3rd, but the racing itself, I mean, the first 60 laps were calm for the most part, and then as we expected, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, definitely. Just speaking on Matthew real quick, he's one of the best super speedway drivers that I know, and he's always one to follow through. And he should have been out of this race multiple times tonight. He was caught up in numerous wrecks, and he just was able to keep his car in one piece and keep charging forward. But as you mentioned, we got to lap 60. It was pretty calm before, and then as expected, like you said, final 20 laps, everyone wants to go. Nobody wants to finish 10th or whatever here at Daytona. They want the win, and everyone went for it.
And that's the way it worked out in the end. But great job tonight for you and representing the Canadian fans there in Ottawa. Congratulations, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, definitely got to give a shout out to my presenting sponsor, Crew Chiefs Corner. We're also going to be bringing out a Roasted Gems coffee car here shortly.
Nice.
So that'll be exciting. And I got to thank my teammates, Matthew Weeks, David Tooker tonight, unfortunately, didn't make the race, but he'll be so strong this season. He'll be one to watch, probably compete for that championship. And, we had Tate Lytle, like I mentioned, tonight subbing for Zach Rogers, the defending champion. And Zach's going to be back next week. So got to thank all them. Got to thank Casey and Kyle for giving us another season here. Joe for doing the race control tonight. He always does a good job. And you, Chris, welcome to the All-American family. The broadcast sounded great, and I can't wait to go and watch it back.
Absolutely, my man. Well, appreciate it, and great job tonight to you. And I can't remember the guy's name. Remind me. Hockey corner. Don Cherry. Is that kind of where the crew chief corner comes from, or is that a whole different thing?
It's actually a total different thing. It's it's a NASCAR podcast that we have.
Oh, okay.
And I had worked as a crew chief at a local racetrack, and we needed a name, so we kind of threw that in there, and that's been our thing for almost 10 years now.
Awesome. Well, that's cool to see, man. Great job tonight, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Absolutely. You too, buddy. That is Robert Hill Jr. finishing in the 3rd position. And finishing 2nd tonight in this 45 car, the Discord car. Looking pretty good there for Darren. Congratulations. Is it Staff?
Yeah, Staff.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I got that right. Well, congratulations, man. 2nd place run. I know you were working a lot with the, was it the 2? I'm trying to remember who you pushed up there at one point. There's so many other cars.
I was
at the end. You were pushing somebody, but I've lost it in my head.
I'm pretty sure the way I got to the front, I was behind the 88 on the 3 wide.
Yeah, 88. So yeah, you guys were obviously pushing hard. You got your way up there. Talk about your race, because you come back and get yourself a 2nd place finish.
Yeah, I mean, I had started P29, and I had just stayed in the back for most of the race. But once those pit stops came around, I knew that we could jump the field on this, and then the caution came out. And I just kind of worked my way to the front, and eventually that top lane with the 88 came in, and I decided to go for it, and that's probably the best decision I had made. And then just slowly worked my way up to P2, and then so close.
So close, but obviously I know finishing 2nd kind of stinks when it's all over with, but it's a great start to a season for you there in that 45 car, and obviously good momentum to go to Chicago next week.
Yeah, I mean, 2nd place in all races is kind of a win and a loss. You did really well in the race, and it's a really good improvement. Again, P29 to P2 is really nice, but it's just pain. It's so close, P2. So one spot off, but I'm so glad I made it up there, considering I was P29.
Well, you did your part tonight, man. Congratulations, and go celebrate a 2nd. I don't know if I gave you a chance. Shout out whoever you like to.
Yeah, I wanna shout out Brian Lorenzo, 77. He was kind enough to invite me into this league, and we're starting up our team in here. And
nice.
obviously use Discord. If you're talking through your friends and anything, just use Discord. It's the best way to talk through. Don't use Skype.
I want to be smart butt here and say that's the best Discord sponsor read or whatever I've ever heard, but I'm just going to be quite frank with you. It's the only one I've ever heard. But great job. Nice second place finish.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely,
Thank
man.
you guys for broadcasting, too. That's what I'm also going to shout out. Thank you guys for broadcasting.
Oh, no problem, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Congratulations on the second place run.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, all right. Staff finishes in second, and that gets us to the winner here in the virtual Daytona International Speedway. And that is the 11 car of Matthew Weeks, who comes across the line from 8th to 1st in that final 3/4 of a restart before you were able to get to victory lane here tonight. Congratulations. Am I seeing this right? According to the stats, your first career start in a series?
It's not my first career start.
Oh, okay.
I've been here. I think this is my 3rd season. It's my first win though. I've had so many heartbreaks.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
And,
yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But so many heartbreaks in here, man. There's probably been about 5 or 6 races I probably should have won. So I'm just glad to finally get it done.
Yeah, get it done at Daytona here is, obviously you finished 5th in Atlanta to finish off the season. I had the wrong button clicked and it only showed your season 4 results. That's why I was like, wait a minute, is this his first start? But still, man, what a way to win this race. Talk about that restart, because it shows you're a little bit off that car in front of you, but you lose your partner behind you too. So you're kind of in like an island, almost so to say, and you're able to get that run on the back. And obviously, you get to Robert comes there behind you and starts pushing you, and it's just like the side draft starts kicking in, going up the middle there to make those moves.
Yeah, on the start, I was just laying just a tad back because I wanted to build the run. I had my buddy Casey. He was like, "Okay, when I hit the line," he was telling me he was going to jump out, but I was like, "No, wait, wait till we get on the backstretch. Let's build a run first." And he went too early, so I just built the run and I went with it, and that's what I was doing. Because on lap 69, I was like 32nd, something like that. So I was just driving through the field trying to get back to where I was at.
Well, patience paid off for you, man, tonight, leading all of 2 laps out of the 89 in the end and getting that first career win, and obviously the points leader going into next week at Chicago also. So congratulations on that, and go celebrate and send shout out to whoever you like to, buddy.
Shout out to Mountain Man Motorsports, my team. Robert for hooking me up in this league, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Tate for showing up and subbing, he's a good friend of mine. And Trey and Casey and you broadcasting, and the other Casey that runs this league, and 213 Simware. I mean, all kinds of people, man. There's everyone. So many people to shout out, dude.
There you go. Well, great job tonight, and just know that you had FedEx on the car, and you've got a FedEx worker calling the race here tonight. Maybe there was some kind of connection there of you going to victory lane. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm a massive Hamlin fan. I have a scheme in the works right now. I didn't get it done in time, so I just had to rock Hamlin, especially at Daytona, man. What else, dude?
Right? 3-time Daytona 500 champion, and now you've got to win in his car there at Daytona. So congratulations, man. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
All right, man. See you next week. You have a good night.
You too, buddy. That is Matthew Weeks there in the 11 car to victory lane tonight. His first career win, as he mentioned, this evening. So congratulations on that. So what a race. That was entertaining, if you ask me, and glad a lot of you enjoyed the broadcast and stuff. The Nicholasville, Kentucky driver going to victory lane here in the 11 car this evening. And of course, that's just one of 14 races you're going to see here on the Captain Esports Network starting tonight here in Daytona. Of course, next week we'll go to Chicagoland Speedway for race number 2 there in Joliet. So going to be a lot of fun. But a big shout out to Casey Carrington and all the guys as part of the team. It's something we've been working on for a couple months, having Captain Esports Network here for the broadcast. As you heard, it's a one-man show. I controlled everything here tonight, literally. So hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, and come back again for more next Friday night from Chicago. And of course, hit that subscribe button, get notifications, so anytime I go on the air, you'll actually be able to come join me and say hi or whatever. So I love talking to viewers, love to just have a great time and call races and stuff, and enjoy good ones like this from Daytona. So with that being said, a quote that you're going to hear from me, at least for 14 races, is one that I've said since I pretty much began broadcasting the second go around. It's one that I will always live by because it's so true. But and you can use it anytime you want. But I've always said it, and I'll say it again right here as we leave. Remember, this isn't just a game; it's iRacing. See you.